Hey besties, it's Becky here with Bestie Becky Crafts, and today I'm going to show you how I make a loaded envelope. I do a little differently because I use accordion style on the sides when I put it together, and this gives it a little more room to stuff it with goodies. So I thought I would share how I do that because I need to make one for Valentine's Day. So really easy, and let's get started. So you'll need some cardstock, and 8.5 by 11 cardstock will work fine. I just picked up a package, I think last year, Valentine's Day. Paper from Michael's, and you need a piece that's 6 inches by 9. And I use plain cardstock, but you could use pattern cardstock. This is going to be the front of the big part of the envelope. So it's 6 by 9. And then this is the back of the envelope, and it's 6 inches by 10. And we're going to score the bottom and glue them together to make the main part of our envelope. So this could be plain, or it could be pattern paper also. And then for the sides, for the accordion folds on the sides, I like to use the same color paper or coordinating paper. And you'll need 2 pieces that are 1.5 by 8 3/4. And the reason the 8 3/4 is because our finished front piece is 9 inches this way, and you want to leave a little space at the bottom to to fold, and if it doesn't line up perfectly, it gives you just a little leeway. So 1.5 inches by 8 3/4 for the 2 side pieces for the main part of an envelope. So let's go ahead and make this, and then we'll make the pocket to go on top. So what you need to do is, on my 6 by 10 inch piece, I'm going to take my scoring board, and I am going to score at 1 inch along the bottom. So this is the 10 inch side, and I'm going to score at 1 inch. And then I'm going to fold at that score line. Give it a real good crease here. And this is going to be glued, see that, to the front piece. But before I do that, let's put some tape on here. I like to use tape, something sturdy to hold it together, and I'm kind of addicted to this tape for some reason. I think because it's just quick and easy. Okay, so of course it doesn't want to come off. There we go. Alright, so here's our 6 by 9 inch piece. And what we're going to do is we're just going to line it up almost to that fold, but not quite, and match the edges. And there you go. Simple, simple. So now we have the front and the back of our folded envelope, and then here's where they're joined together. Easy enough. Alright, so set that to the side. And then we have our 2 pieces that are 1.5 by 8 3/4. And what you're going to do with these is you're going to score at every 1/4 of an inch. So I'll go ahead and get started here on one of them. And I already did them because who wants to watch you score these for every 1/4 of an inch for forever? So you'll score the 1.5-inch side is up at the top, and your 8 3/4 side is along this way, so it'll be a long score all the way down. I don't know if you can see. Trying to hold it in place. So you score it every 1/4 inch, and you do that all the way across. Okay? It ends up looking like this. I've already folded it. But it ends up looking like this. Okay? And then you're going to accordion fold it so that it's like so. So you have 3 mountains and 2 valleys. And again, I use tape, and I used 1/8-inch tape, because even though it's a 1/4 inch score, I found that the 1/4 inch was just a tiny little bit too big, too wide, and then stuff gets sticky on the inside, and we don't want that to happen. So what we do is we take our front side and our accordion fold that we just made, and we are going to glue it here along the edge, and we're going to match it up at the top so that it leaves that little 1/4 inch space at the bottom, which gives us just a little extra room for goodies and stuff. And if it doesn't line up perfectly, it just gives us a little playroom. So the easiest thing I found to do was to peel the paper back on the tape just part way to get started. And that's kind of the nice thing about tape. And hopefully I can show this to you of how I do it. And I match it up at the top and along the side and push it in. And I release more of the paper backing and just keep going all the way down. Until I get it completely attached and lined up where I want it. And just like that. Isn't that easy? And then I'm just going to burnish it to make sure that I got a good seal. And there's one side. Now we're going to do the exact same thing to the other side. And you want your mountains to be on the outside, if you can decide. Your mountains on the outside. Okay? So, again, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to attach it starting at the top, match that side edge where the mountain is. So the mountain top matches the side edge. At least mountains and valleys. So, goodness. Hope you all can keep track of that. Oh, let's pull it all the way off. Okay. And again, I'm going to do the same thing. And hopefully I can see and you can see what I'm doing here. Match the top. And match the side. And keep releasing your paper backing on your tape and line it. Now you're going to go, okay, well that side's easy. Now show me the other side. Alright, okay, so the same thing. Got that side attached. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and burnish it just make sure I've got a good seal. Okay. So, here is the back of our envelope, and here's our front. So the easiest thing I found to do is, again, start on one side. You can see this. Kind of hold it down. And it's sticky, but you're going to fold and line it up. And then you're just going to finish doing it the rest of the way just like you did the front. Oop, lost into my paper. There it is. Super exciting. Grab some popcorn here before you started watching this. It's like watching paint dry. Okay, so there's one side. Ta-da! Now I'm gonna burnish it just to make sure you got a good seal. As you can see, you got a little gap there at the bottom. Alright, which is fine, but you've got some leeway there to stuff that envelope. Alright, so let's do the other side. Okay, so here's my other side. Here's my paper, so I'm going to just pull back the paper a little ways. Come on. There we go. Never works right when you want it to. Then do the same thing. You're just going to fold that bottom up, and you're going to match that edge. There we go. The basic back part of our envelope. Ta-da! Wasn't that easy? And look, you've got room in there to put stuff. Now, some people like to make a cut down the front and roll it open, or cut a V or things like that. I just like to leave it how it is because it's just easier just to do it this way. I don't know. I guess you can call it laziness if you like. Before I make the pocket, I'm going to go ahead and cover my envelope base here with some pretty paper, and let's say, of course, I can't find my glue. You can use any glue you want. I'm going to use my noisy glue. I'm sorry. Sorry. And all I did was I measured the 6x9, and I took ½ inch off so that I have a 1/4 inch edge all the way around. Now, because I'm putting a pocket on it, you wouldn't have to go all the way down, but to me, it's an accordion pocket. You're still going to see in there, so I like to just go ahead and just cover the whole thing and make it pretty. You could put a different color of cardstock on the back side if you wanted, but I'm going to go ahead and put the same color. And I think I was able to get by with just one piece of cardstock because it's like 5.5 by, what was it, 8.5? Yeah, so I was able to cut one piece of 8.5 by 11 cardstock in half. Didn't mean to do that. Okay. So line it up there. And there we go. Okay. So there's our main pocket. Simple. Now we're ready for the little pocket on the front. Now you can make your little pocket on the front as big or as little as you want. You can make more than one if you want it. I'm just going to make one. And I decided to, let me turn it this way, to make one that is 6 by 4.5. So I cut it so the width is 6, and I cut it 5 inches because I'm going to score it at a 1/2 inch, because that 1/2 inch is where I'm going to attach it at the bottom of my envelope. So I cut whatever size your pocket is. If you wanted to do, I don't know, a 6-inch pocket, then you would cut it at 6.5. So whatever size you want to make your pocket, you can make a small one even. Just make sure you add a 1/2 inch for your score, okay? But it has to be the same width as your envelope. And if you can make your envelope different sizes too, your main one. You don't have to make it the 6 by 9. So that's just kind of a standard size. So you have your pocket, and I cut my piece at 6 inches by 5 inches because I'm going to do a 6 inch by 4.5 inch pocket. And then I have to cut my side pieces for my accordion here. Accordion fold, just like I did on the side here. I cut 2 pieces at 1.5 by 4.25. So I cut my side pieces for the accordion 1/4 inch shorter than how big I want my pocket. So remember, I want my pocket to be 4.5, so that's why I cut my accordions 4.25, so it gives me that little bit of space there at the bottom. Okay? Hope that made sense. It'll make sense. Okay, so here's my pocket. So remember, I want it 6 inches across and 4.5 inches. So I am going to score a 1/2 inch. On the 5 inch side, I'm going to score at a 1/2 inch. And then I'm going to go ahead and fold on that score line and add some of this paper tape. Gosh, last time I went to the store too, I couldn't find any. Oh. So next time I go, I have to stock up. Okay. So, I have that set to go. So, what I'm going to do is go ahead and glue it to the bottom. So, remember, I had a front and a back. You know, the front was where the seam was, and the back was where I folded up. So, but you know, nobody's really going to know, so it doesn't really matter. But I'm going to take my paper backing off of my tape and line up the bottom edge and the side of my pocket, just like so. Okay? So there's my pocket. I'm going to go ahead and burnish it so I get a good seal. Okay? And now we're going to work on the sides. The sides you're going to do just like the sides you did on the big part of the pocket. You are going to accordion fold the sides. So you will take your piece that is 1.5 by 4 1/4 inches. Remember, it's a 1/4 inch shorter than our pocket because our pocket, pocket measures 4.5, so I want it a 1/4 shorter, 1/4 inch shorter. So on the 1.5 inch side, up at the top, and I'm going to score every 1/4 of an inch. Can you see that? I don't think I'm in the frame, am I? How exciting. Okay, last one. Okay. So then, you're going to accordion fold it just like you did the other one. Your other pocket. And you'll have the same number of mountains. You'll have 3 mountains and 2 alleys. Exactly the same. 2. Just like that. Okay? So, I've got one piece done. And on this one, I'm going to go ahead and add my tape. So, I put my mountains up there on one side. It's like you just folded it and you're flattening it out. Well, that's the only way I can get the tape on. And I'm using the 1/8 inch paper tape. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Okay. And now I'm going to kind of fold it back up. Fold it real good. Make sure we get that tape stuck on there really tight. Okay. Now we're going to come back to our loaded envelope. And so we have our flap here for our pocket. So what we're going to do is we're going to line up at the top just like we did over here. We're going to line up our accordion fold on the side just like we did the other one. I'm telling you, this is easy. I went ahead and ripped the whole thing off because it's much smaller. Feeling brave. Alright. So I got that one on. Do you see that? Okay. Hopefully you saw that. And now this one we're going to tape too. So basically you want the cut edge to be on the inside. You know, the cut edge on the outside to me isn't very pretty. So if that helps you too, I'm trying to remember on what side to put where. You put the cut edge on the inside. So again, I'm going to take the back of my tape off like so. And glue it to the edge, just like that. Ta-da! It's like magic. And there I have my 1/4 inch space at the bottom. And so now we're going to fold up and glue. Easy enough. Now this time, there are different ways you can do it. I'm going to just kind of fold my tape up part way, hold my edge in, and match it up to my other pocket. And pull away the tape as I match the side. There we go. And then I'm going to do the same for the other side. Okay, just going to tuck it in. Oh, gotta pull it out first because I got it started. Which is okay, it'll go back in. Don't worry. Okay. Go ahead and get started. And there we go. We have our big pocket, and now we have our little pocket in the front. And now the fun part to decorate. So, gone ahead and done is cut out some paper to put on the front. But before I do that, I want to put this at the top of this one, and all I did was I took a strip of paper, decorative punch, really easy. And instead of lining right up at the top, I'm going to leave a little bit of a space. Okay, and then I cut out just a 1/2 inch piece of cardstock to put across the top. You could decorate however you'd like. This is the fun part. And depending upon the style, where are my scissors? Oh, there's my scissors. Depending on the style of what you're making, you can always add lace, ribbons, pearls, all that kind of good stuff. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and put adhesive on the back. And glue it to my pocket, like so. And again, I cut it up. I cut it, about a 1/4 inch short all the way around, like so. And I've got a heart I die cut out of the die I had in my stash. I thought that would be cute there. And then I want to decorate the top of my bag. And like I said, sometimes some people cut the top of the bag, roll it down, do all that. And I just decided, nah, wasn't going to do that. So what I'm going to do is put this on the top, but I need to cut it. It is too long. So flip it over and mark where I need to cut. I don't know if you go ahead and cut it, and I'll show you how I made this. Perfect. Okay, so I don't know if any of you have seen this. Probably some of you have this. I have had this since beginning of time. I don't know. I've had it a long time. What you do is, and I love it. It's just so much fun because it makes this great pattern. Is it has a handle, and you put your paper till it butts up in there, and you squeeze the handle tight, and then you just roll. And you roll until it comes out, and there you have your bumpy paper. Actually, that one kind of came out straighter than this one. So, I don't know what it's called, but it's a cool little machine. So, if you ever see one, pick one up. Why not, right? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put some tape on the back. Since it's bumpy, probably a liquid glue would be better for this, but just for time's sake, I'm going to use my tape. And hopefully it'll cooperate and come off. There we go. You know, I hate it when it doesn't want to start. There we go. It starts pulling it off. Okay. So I'm going to put this up at the top. Oh, I want to line it up. Oh, that looks good. Just kind of center it there. And then I cut out a piece of cardstock. I think it's 1 inch wide. And I didn't do a very good job of trimming stuff beforehand. 5.5. So go ahead and put that there. And again, you should probably use liquid glue because the surface is not flat. But, oh well. Use my... Oh, and I got it super crooked. Did you see that? Tape. Okay. We're almost done. Alright. And I'm going to center this best I can. And I have another piece I want to put in here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that at 5.5. And I'm going to go ahead and just use my tape glue here and center it in there. And there you go. Good start to a loaded envelope. So now the fun part is to make all the goodies to go into it and stuff it. And you can really stuff it because there's room in there, there's room in this pocket. What I would do too is I would make, you could decorate the back, or I would make a tag that said that you made it. So that was on there. And that's it. You make for any occasion. and it's a lot of fun. It's super easy. It didn't take very long. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you make one, give it a try. And now I can't wait to finish making all the goodies to go in it for my swap. And I hope the person that I give it to enjoys it. So, thanks for stopping by. I hope you learned something today. And thanks for watching. Take care. I'll see you next time. Keep crafting. Hi, Mom. Hi, Irina.